With the rise of online games in the 2000s, many toy manufacturers saw an opportunity to bridge the gap between the virtual world and the physical world using collectible toys that could be connected to an online game. Before Skylanders, Disney Infinity, or Amiibos, there were U.B Funkeys. U.B Funkeys were first unveiled in February of 2007 at the American International Toy Fair in New York City. They were created by popular toy manufacturer Mattel and designed by Radica Games, with the online game being developed by Arcadium. Mattel is most well known for its popular properties like Barbie and Hot Wheels, while Radica Games was known for its line of electronic toys like Scanners, 20 Questions, and Cube World prior to its acquisition by Mattel in 2006. In order to play the game, users had to place a Funky in the hub. Whoa, not that hub, this hub. And the Funky would be transported into the virtual world of Terrapenia. The world of Terrapenia was divided into different zones that could be accessed using a portal system. Each zone was home to a specific tribe of Funkeys. Because some of the portals are broken, only certain Funkeys are able to access certain portals, encouraging players to buy more Funkeys in order to access all the zones within the game. How convenient. Players could play games to earn coins that they could then use to buy accessories for their crib. Players could save up to 3 versions of their crib that other players could view using the Grand Funky Station. Players could also receive shards as a reward after showcasing skill and success in a specific game. The storyline of U.B Funkeys was surprisingly complex. When starting up the game for the first time, you are introduced to Mayor Say-So, who explains the plot of the game. He explains that the Funkeys are fun-loving creatures who inhabit the world of Terrapenia. Prior to the events of the game, there was an event called the Great Disaster, where portals began exploding and the creator of the portals, Dr. Tinker, mysteriously disappeared. Following Dr. Tinker's disappearance, the evil Master Lox gains control of the portal system and forces the Funkeys to remain within their tribes. The game features several major and minor NPC guides that players first meet when entering a new zone. They give a brief introduction to the new zone and explain more about the history of Terrapenia. Mayor Say-So is the guide of Funkeys Town and also happens to be the twin brother of Dr. Tinker. Players eventually learn that he is also the mastermind and key architect behind the Funkeys Association of Resisting Tyranny, or FART for short. Angus Funkwell is a minor NPC guide that is located within his manor in Funkeys Town. He studies the portal system and has a lab set up in his crib. He specializes in providing Funkeys familiars, which are entities that are created whenever a Funky travels through a portal. Angus also provides jammers that allow Funkeys to enter game rooms and play games that they otherwise wouldn't be able to. Jerry Pearl was introduced in the Series 2 expansion of the game, Funkiki Island, and is the NPC guide who introduces players to different areas of the island upon arrival. Jerry is laid back and sports a pretty sweet soul patch. Khan was introduced in the Series 3 expansion of the game and is a minor NPC guide for the Royalton Racing Complex located in Funkeys Town. Players can purchase vehicles from him for their garage. Marshall was introduced in the Series 4 expansion of the game Dream State, and aside from being cool as f***, he acts as the NPC guide for the Daytime Oasis and Nighttime Rift. He speaks in a deep voice and a serious tone, often appearing mysterious, as little is known about him or his backstory. Kane was introduced in the Series 5 expansion, Hidden Realm. He is the leader of the Oni tribe and champion at Funky Fighters in the Oni Dojo. Kane is known for being aggressive and impatient, and for voicing his animosity towards other Funky tribes. Following his mysterious disappearance, It's eventually revealed that Dr. Tinker actually split into two halves, making up two separate personalities. Doc is essentially the good side of Dr. Tinker and is the guide for the Series 6 expansion, Paradox Green. At the end of the game, the player learns that his other half is none other than that of Master Lox. While attempting to harness the power of the Gnomon tree, Dr. Tinker accidentally caused the tree to break apart, which led to him being split into the two personalities. After the evil side of Dr. Tinker attempted to steal the crystal gems from Funkeys Town, the portals malfunction, which is what initially caused the Great Disaster. In total, there were 6 expansion series released. Each series also included multiple waves of Funkeys, with several variations of each Funky. Each of the Funkeys came in 3 different color variations, labeled Normal, Rare, and Very Rare. The Series 3 expansion was a crossover with Speed Racer, which was released in March of 2008 to promote the live-action Speed Racer movie. There was also supposed to be a crossover with DC that was teased at San Diego Comic-Con. Unfortunately, U.B. Funkeys were discontinued only a few weeks before the series was set to release. The Funkeys that were confirmed to appear in the series were Joker, Aquaman, Flash, Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. There were limited edition packs released as well, including the Kmart exclusive Funkeys Town Adventure Pack. The pack included models of Master Lox, his henchmen, and Mayor Say-So. The Series 2 expansion Adventure Island Pack was a Target exclusive that included models of Jerry Pearl, Pineapple King, and a Funkiki Island native. There was also a Wendy's tie-in with 2 exclusive Funkeys. The 2 Funkeys were given out in Wendy's Kids Meals alongside interactive U.B. Funky CDs that had games and animated shorts. Despite appearing the same as the other Funkeys, both of the Funkeys were not actually able to be used within the game. Excluding unreleased Funkeys, the rarest Funky is Dot, a limited edition Funky that was only available at the 2008 San Diego Comic-Con. Only 2,000 were produced, and collectors could buy them at the U.B. Funkeys booth for $9.99. I couldn't find any listed for sale online, but based on everything I read, some of them have been listed in the past for several $100s. Despite receiving an International Toy Innovation Award in 2008, U.B. Funkeys wouldn't be around long, officially being discontinued in 2010. So, what happened? Well, the financial crisis of 2008 had a devastating impact on virtually every industry. Similar to what happened between 4Kids Entertainment and Chaotic, Mattel was forced to discontinue products that weren't meeting their projections in an effort to cut costs. One of the major downsides of UB Funkeys was that players would have to continuously purchase new Funkeys to access the full game, which became too expensive for a lot of players to maintain, especially considering their target audience consisted primarily of children. Despite being discontinued, players can still access the online game thanks to the efforts of members within the UB Funkeys Reddit and Discord who modified the game to allow it to run on modern systems. While researching for this video, I learned that Mattel actually met with several major studios to pitch an animated UB Funkeys series. All the studios they met with, including Nickelodeon, turned down the show, which also likely contributed to Mattel's decision to discontinue them. UB Funkeys would eventually be replaced with F.A.M.P.S. Originally being released in 2009, F.A.M.P.S were a line of collectible figures targeted at young girls that could be connected to a PC. When connected, they would allow the user to customize their computer desktop and play mini-games. Unfortunately for Mattel, F.A.M.P.S were ultimately a failure and were discontinued just 1 year after UB Funkeys in 2011. While UB Funkeys only lasted a few years, they were very innovative for the time. The Funkeys themselves were so unique and fun to collect, And you can tell the developers put a lot of time and effort into creating the game's world and story. Since their release and cancellation, we've seen several iterations of toy-to-game products be released to varying degrees of success. While UB Funkeys have virtually been forgotten about since being discontinued, one thing remains true. Funkeys did it first. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe to my channel for more videos coming out soon. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments section down below. See you next time.
Growing if you be funky.